Hey, morning, John.
Good morning.
What a day, right? Sure is a beauty. Sure is a beauty. Sure is a beauty. Sure is a beauty. Sure is a beauty.
Hey, I'm cool. Look at me. Don't look at you.
Yes, sir, the new Honda Elite 2010 scooter. Imagine cruising at 50 miles per hour with an automatic thematic transmission. Seamless acceleration to move with ease. You look way more hip than you do now. No offense. So the first thing you could do for Father's Day is get your dad a Sony Dash because they are pretty dad-ish. I mean, tons of other people use them, but I'm just saying, it's got sports, all right? It's got plenty of sports. We're gonna show you some apps today that your dad would probably like on the Sony Dash. Your dad's gonna want the Sony Dash anyhow because traffic, come on. Weather, news, this is dad material all over. Netflix announced that their recent spin-off service, Quickster, is already dead. So now is the time for Quickster jokes. Looks like Quickster was over pretty quick, eh? It's too easy. So let's let you see the video, but before that, stick around because we're gonna show you what we got there, and we're gonna give away some of the stuff. This is a shirt, and it's Lord of the Rings-esque. We'll bring that out. And also, the soundtrack. You could win this. We'll tell you how after we show you our time there. So let's go to the tape. Hey everybody, we're here at the House of Shields in San Francisco, California, to look at the new Lord of the Rings game, the first mature title, which means blood, Lord of the Rings War in the North. So let's go take a look. All the voices in the arcade hacking and slash game, Golden Axe, yeah, that sounds weird, were performed by American prisoners on death row?
That's f***ing cool.
To that point though, the dwarf in the game, Golden Axe, is actually voiced by, what's his name, the Bloodalizer?
That is
it?
So
That's the guy's name?
what did the Bloodalizer do? I mean, how did he get that name?
He made people bloody?
He made people bloody? Did he bleed them? I mean, did he replace their blood with other substances?
He's a mean guy, probably. Hey everybody, Carlos here from Press Pause. We are with Alex Noisy.
Hi, I'm Alex Noisy.
We're at Gaijin Games, the place where you do all the magic, right?
We do some of the magic.
And we're going to look at Runner 2, Jeep. We're going to look at exclusive footage. You're going to show us exclusive stuff that no one's seen before.
Yeah.
And I think I might even play one of the levels. Is that? I've heard that rumor.
Yeah. Well, I want to see you get some hands-on time with.
And fail.
Well, yeah, definitely want to see you fail.
So you want to do like today on the show? I don't know, not in that voice.
Today in the show. So put your headphones on.
It's Rad on the Web time.
Nice. No, get out of the meeting.
Oh, get out of the meeting.
Put your headphones on. It's Rad on the Web.
Right now. Right here, right now.
What do you think of that, people?
That was like horribly
miserable?
done though. That was miserably done. That's not how we'll do it. So get out of that meeting.
Put in your headphones.
It's Rad on the Web time.
That's it. Real quick, the audio thing, audio glitches. I have like 3 or 4 minutes left probably, but the audio glitches, the music does the same thing in Skyrim. So all of a sudden if a monster comes up and like a bear or something is in the distance, it decides that it's time for dramatic music.
Right.
And you're like, oh crap, there's a bear. But then some guy comes up and he's like, hey, what's going on, dude? And you're like, no, shut up, there's a bear going on. He's like, anyway, so like I was saying, and he keeps talking, and then the music's playing, and you can't even hear him.
We'll go to the next story, which 300,000 WinPhone 7 developers, apparently, according to Microsoft. 300,000 people have downloaded the SDK, and they're all developing for Windows Phone 7, the new phone from Microsoft. Does anybody think this is a product that's going to make it in any way, shape, or form in this market?
I'll tell you why it could potentially be cool. Like, I still love the Android market. I love it. If only half of those people develop, it's 150,000 apps to open with. That's pretty impressive. But what is really cool, though,
they'll all be flashlights.
They could be crap. But listen, 360 integration could be amazing. So the Xbox 360 has this integration where you can play. You can actually play games that you have at home, and that kind of integration. Believe me, I'm not the first one to jump on the bandwagon, but if they could do that right, that could be really cool.
But that's
Because
massive.
gaming is massive.
That's a massive.
I mean, that's
When's
like if
Microsoft
they
done well on mobile.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. I recently saw some of what the game integration at some tech event, and it looked pretty good. So it didn't look terrible. The avatars were there, and the gameplay connectivity was there. So I'm hoping that it's cool because I'm a gamer. So that's awesome. And again, you mentioned the interactivity. The number one thing I love about the web shows that I'm producing, either through Mevio or my own web shows, is that interactivity that is just not found on TV. TV is a passive experience, you know.
So give me an example of how the interactivity on your programs has actually improved the quality of your shows, like created content for your show.
Right. I mean, these are people that are interested in what you're doing, which is super important. They're also super fans, and some that aren't watching, they're brand new watchers. They're not super fans, but you mention their name once, or you mention something that they mentioned in the chat room. Justin.tv, for those who don't know, have a chat room right adjoined to the show. So as it's happening live, they can talk and interact with you. Now, a lot of shows out there don't interact with the people while they're doing the show. They kind of just have it as a passive experience on the side. The chat room kind of talks to themselves. We, with Rad on the Web, Press Pause, and some of the new shows I'm doing, literally bring those people into the show, and that can instantly make a super fan.
Morning. My Honda Elite, it's got electric start. I get going with the push of a button. Have a good day.
Weirdo.
Little castles. So basically, a lot of the missions that aren't actual side missions, it seems like if you just walk around a lot, you see keeps and castles. My question is every time everybody's mad at you? Why is everybody in every keep mad at you?
Do you have your weapons drawn already?
Maybe.
Usually, because they.
What is up, people? Welcome to Mevio Tech's Halloween movie horror special. Today we decided to bring in the tech crew, guys and zombie and Zorro fairy princess, and talk about Halloween movies that we thought were really cool, and then discuss them. Then all of a sudden, after House 2, they skipped House 3, and they made House 4. Now House 4 is on my list of worst movies of all time. And I did a scoring rating system one time, and it got like -685. It has a talking pizza in it, and it is unbelievably bad.
That's pretty scary. Here's a story from Carlos. Heisenberg's uncertainty principle overturned.
Ah, yes.
Possibly, yeah.
What is this? How can this be?
How could this be? Well, a bunch of physicists are looking at the idea of the quantum computing, right? And quantum computers have a ways to go yet. They're still working with qubits, which are basically, entangling particles together. But if they can do it the right way, they can actually find out with a quantum computer the position of a particle as well as its speed, which Heisenberg's uncertainty principle says you can't do that.
No, he says it's
at the
just
same
a
time.
blur.
It's one or the other.
It's one or the other. But with quantum computers, you can actually process ones and zeros at the same time instead of everything being a collection of ones and zeros. So with entanglement, it's a possibility, they're just saying.
So
they're testing it with particles one at a time, but not a big thing yet, like scale.
What is the practical application or implication?
Well, if a quantum computer could actually be produced correctly, it could process all things at once. So instead of having to wait for calculations to go by in succession, it would produce them at once, which means it could potentially produce unlimited power, black holes, and lots of other crazy things.
Black holes?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Wow. So I'm just going to dematerialize as I'm
Yes.
writing my story.
Well, that can happen
Encryption.
now.
Okay, I'll say encryption.
It has happened before.
Encryption is the practical application. Hey everybody, I am Carlos Rodela.
And I'm John C. Dvorak.
That is true. C is his middle name. And this is Cesspool 2010, where we're going to cover the coverage of CES.
This is a meta show.
Okay, so Sony press conference. Very unusual. They started off pretty slow. Like they just didn't care what they showed and they didn't want to wow anybody. They started off with Jimi Hendrix. So Jimi Hendrix, they're going to release some music from him or something, right? Oh, and
It's Jimi Hendrix in 3D.
oh no, there's no. I think there's a picture.
Yeah, it's Jimi Hendrix in 3D.
There he is. Okay, cool. I mean, he's playing guitar. Next, Taylor Swift came out and did a performance because that's what you do in 3D.
Was she in 3D or was she at the show?
She was at the show, right?
Well, that's.
Oh, that is 3D. It's real 3D. She was there in real 3D and in 3D.
3D and putting it up on the
Who
screen.
cares?
They said the. Oh, okay.
Taylor Swift, I don't know, right?
I'm not going to get into it.
You're not getting. What? Do you like Taylor Swift as well?
No, I don't like.
You like
Taylor
alarm
Swift.
clocks and Taylor Swift?
No, I don't think Taylor Swift is a creation.
Right.
And I find Sony being weird. What did they have? Sony got a bunch of 3D screens.
Well, then
too?
here's the thing. And then later on, hours into their presentation, they say, "Oh yeah, we have 3D TVs." But first, we had to start with that weird stuff.
Why didn't they show it at the beginning?
Why didn't they?
And a tip you can give to other video producers out there, whether interactive or just straight production.
Right, I'll say 2 tips. One, the first one, if you're the host or if you're being on the show in front of camera, definitely don't look at other shows and patting yourself after them at all. Do your thing. Be yourself. Number one thing. People are going to buy you. They're going to buy your honesty and who you are. The second thing is more of a production thing. Lower thirds. All right, if you don't know what that is, it's a little graphic on the bottom that says something cool, like, say you're talking about Windows 7. It comes up and says Windows 7. You can make them Adobe After Effects. You can find a lot of them free online, After Effects templates, but get lower thirds. It makes everything look better. That is very important, I'm telling you.
All right, well, the lower third right here is Carlos
see, you're seeing
Rodela
one right now.
for Mevia.
Yeah.
Right there.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, Carlos.
Later.